I gave the glue a day or so to dry, took it out to my garage. Now I was thinking about setting up a camera and showing how I sand the edges on these things, but it's cold out there and I didn't want to dilly-dally. Anyway, I got the edges sanded, and now it's time to put the stitch holes in. Now one thing, if I can find my awl, I know I got it over here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to need my awl for the holes here because my punch doesn't go all the way through. Actually, it doesn't look like it goes all the way through anywhere. But that's okay, because I can use my awl to finish up those holes. Just make sure I don't catch the thread on the way in. And I'll just push my awl on through.
Oh, okay.
Now, I already punched these holes and these holes here. Then I said to myself, I said, you know, I ought to turn the camera on to show what I'm doing. So I'm turning the camera on. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is take my dividers, and I like to make my stitch holes just proud, just a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I think it looks good that way, actually. Any more and it'd be too much. Any less and it wouldn't be enough. Let me show you. Like got dust all over it. Like this. I did that the same way, and if you could see that, that's where I measure it, and that's just a little bit over 1/8 of an inch in. Same thing on this guy. Just a little over 1/8 of an inch in. Oh, hi, Lisa. Ooh. So I got my divider. So let's see, where was I? And I'm just going to take them, and before I bevel these edges, because I want a nice square edge to work with, I will double check with that there, and that'll come right off. I'm just going to mark where my stitch line goes. Just like that. Let me get around the end here. Now the thing with leather is the stitching is part of the aesthetics of it. So if you pay attention and make sure that your stitching looks good, then the finished product will look better. Next step is to start punching these holes. Like I said, I already started up here, and I showed you that I got to continue the holes on through with my awl. Oh, it has a diamond shape. I guess you call it a blade, which happens to correspond with the diamond shape of my stitching chisel, stitching hole punching chisel. Whatever. This thing. So, like I said, I just line it up and push the hole on through. I'm going to continue punching holes and pushing holes through with my stitch awl, and we'll be back. One thing I would like to show you, since the belt loop's already on it, I'm using the thickness of my little punch board, cutting board thing. This is a cutting board I got from Walmart. And I'm using that to step it up, and then when you push it down, the belt loop will compress a bit, and in that way I'll be able to make sure that I'm perpendicular with the leather when I go to punch my hole. I can turn this around and show you. I'll do it like this. So this will push down, and then when I punch my hole, I'll make sure that my chisel is perpendicular with the surface of the leather. That way, you get, well, as nice and straight of a stitch line as you can down the back. But mostly, I'm concerned with how it looks in the front. The back, it may wave around a little bit, but that's all part of doing this type of work by hand. There's going to be imperfections. But by the same token, it's not something that's mass produced in a factory. Now I can go ahead and switch to my 4-holer, and we'll see how that works. Put that right on my line there. Eyeball it. Looks good. Okay. Like I said, it's not going to go all the way through. I'll finish that up with the stitching on. Now we'll be back. Alright, that's got all the stitch holes punched, and I auled all the way through with them. Anyway, next thing is I'm going to go ahead and bevel these edges. I know it's no big deal. You just, whoopsie. Try not to be clumsy when you do it. Especially when you got a camera running. You just bevel off these edges. And that gets them ready for burnishing. We'll get to that a little bit later. I like to do my stitching first. Usually, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I'll go ahead and I'll finish my edges before I do my stitching. But usually, I do my edges afterwards. It's just that the stitching keeps the edge a little bit more stable. There you go. Got those edges beveled. Next up, we're going to go ahead and stitch and say, I'm going to bevel the edges on the back side too. Looks like I missed a spot here. There we go. Okay, I got the edges there beveled, and I'm going to go ahead and do the backs, but y'all don't need to see me do the backs. It's the same thing as on the front. And on the next video, we're going ahead. It's been a long day. Gonna go ahead and put some stitches in this thing. We'll see you then.